We are live. Welcome to another episode of the Fundamentally Sound Podcast. I'm your host, Nick White. I'm not even going to say much. I'm just going to let the video do its thing. Man, that gets more beautiful every time I watch it. Shout out to Elijah. I appreciate you, man, on that excellent intro video. So we're back. Saturday, Showtime Saturday, as you want to call it. I got my dad coming on later again today, but we're just doing NBA, NFL news. I apologize for this volcano that's on my head. I'm trying to cover it up, but just please do not stare at it. Please do not. All right, so y'all know how it goes. Got Pick'em starting up first. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll get started with a couple of interactive images. All right, first one is, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This one, when I came across it, I was like blown away. I was literally speechless. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna debate this. I don't know how I'm gonna pick to one side, lean to one side, if you may. This one was definitely hard on my end, but without further ado, let's jump into it. So obviously you have KD, Curry, LeBron, AD on the other side. Y'all let me know what duo you're taking or what duo is better. In my opinion, I think we all can agree as a basketball world that KD and Curry lack the defensive prowess that LeBron and AD may have. That's their weakness, essentially, right? Especially on Curry's end. He's not defending anyone at the point guard position or any other position for that matter. And then your weakness for LeBron and AD is clearly LeBron's age. However, he's playing out of his mind. So, you can say he's not in his prime, but dude's having triple doubles in the finals. Like, I don't know if you can consider that a weakness, but if you were to name one, that's definitely the one weakness for that duo. Obviously, my opinion is going to be biased, right? I'm taking LeBron and AD. I hope everybody kind of knew that coming in. I think the reason I'm going to do that is because of versatility purposes. I think both LeBron and AD can hold. LeBron can definitely hold his own 1 through 4. And then AD is definitely like 3 through 5, possibly 2 through 5, as far as defending positions, right? So they're definitely the most versatile duo when it comes to defending. Scoring, obviously, KD and Curry has that. You're talking about KD, who's arguably the greatest scorer to ever play the game, and then Curry, who's arguably the greatest point guard to ever play the game, who literally changed the way we play basketball. So scoring they can have. But in terms of versatility, defense, passing, basketball IQ, and just overall dominance. You're literally watching it live here in the finals. The finals looks like a cakewalk for LeBron and AD. And it's going to be tough to determine who's getting finals MVP. That's really hard. And, it looks like AD is going to get his first championship. So, there's a lot of factors that play into, me deciding LeBron and AD is the better duo. But just because they have a lot more efficient attributes in terms of, like I said, versatility on defensive end, rebounding, passing, it just everything but scoring. Literally, you can name LeBron and AD probably have an edge over KD and Curry over. But let me know what you guys think, man, for sure. So moving on into our next image. We'll save that one for last. So we can only keep 3. Okay, we've done this a couple times. Like I said, I don't, necessarily want to stricken it or straighten it to position. So point guard, shooting guard, big. I'm just going to keep 3 that I would want on my roster, right? First one's pretty easy for me. I'm taking Devin Booker. Definitely the best scorer on this list. I hope everyone can agree on that. Definitely the most lethal scorer. You can argue Jason Tatum and maybe you can argue Trey, but definitely the most efficient and elite scorer is D-Book. So I'm keeping D-Book for sure. It definitely gets tough because, you have Donovan Mitchell who balled out in the bubble, and then BI who is, obviously most improved player who's shown that he can, will his way on his own as a lone star. But my second one, I tell you guys all the time, I'm going to keep Trae Young. I told you guys before, and I'll tell you it again. I think Trae Young's the second coming to Steph. I really do. I mean, guy can go put 30 on you while having 10, 15 assists. So I think he's a little bit better of a playmaker than Steph, but he definitely has the range and the scoring value that Steph has. So he's going to be dangerous come the next 5 years. And then the third one, so hard. This one's so hard. I think if I have to keep 3 and put it on a roster, obviously I'm lacking defense with D-Book and Trae. So I'm going to go with Zion. I think a lot of people can argue with this or argue for this in saying that Zion is definitely going to be a problem down the line. If he can get into basketball shape and not look like a, overweight linebacker, I think he can be easily top 10 player in the league, without a doubt. He wasn't even averaging like 25 minutes, and he was averaging like over 20 a game during the real regular season. Came to the bubble out of shape, minutes restriction. He showed signs of life, but obviously the Pelicans suck, so they weren't going anywhere. So that didn't help his case. But I think down the line, especially in the next 5 years, I'm taking Zion over Ja. I know that's a bold take, especially with Ja winning Rookie of the Year and him being such a great player for the Grizzlies. But I'm taking Zion, granted he gets into basketball shape. So I know it's a tough one, but I got to go with this one. Oh, man, sorry. I know that. All right, last one here. The top 10 point guards of all time, according to Bleacher Report, right? Top 10 point guards of all time. There's a lot of you could put him here, whatever, right? We can do this for literally hours on end. I'm just going to point out key, I don't even know how to say it. I'm just going to, put my 2 cents into this list as far as the key points. Magic, Steph, 1 and 2. I hope we all can agree on that, right? That's going to be 1 and 2 until Steph can win probably one more. If he wins one more, I might give him the edge as the best point guard to ever play the game, because he's literally changed the way everybody plays basketball in the world. I'm not even talking about the NBA, the world, right? First thing kids do nowadays is get into the gym and shoot threes. Why? Because of him. Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, CP. The only argument I would have is CP with Stockton. I would maybe switch Stockton and CP, so putting Stockton at 5, because I think Stockton is I wouldn't say underrated. I just think that people underlook him because of his small size, small frame, and the fact that he never won a title. But neither did CP. CP is a point god, but Stockton was tough, especially looking at the Last Dance, documentary. I can't speak. He was tough. Stockton was very tough. J-Kid, Steve Nash. I love Russell Westbrook being 9. I love it. If you're a Russell Westbrook fan, I love Russell Westbrook where he's at. He's perfect at 9. Matter of fact, no. Pause. I think that is Isaiah Thomas. I think he has 2 rings. 2? Is it 2 or 1? Why is he 10? Why is Zeke 10? I don't get that. I don't understand that. I'm definitely putting Isaiah Thomas over Russell Westbrook. I don't care. Russell Westbrook sucks. He has 2 shooting sleeves and he still can't shoot. I'm putting Zeke at 9. I'm putting Russell Westbrook at 10. I think I'm going to put Steve Nash over J-Kid for sure. I think Steve Nash, he has 2 MVPs. Now, he didn't really deserve both of them, in my opinion. I think Kobe deserved at least one of those. I think that was the 08 season or 07, something like that. And I think that he was a more efficient player than Jason Kidd, especially in that Suns offense. But J-Kid has a title. Did he deserve it? Yeah, you could argue that. He was a key role player for that Mavs team. So, in my opinion, it's going to go Magic, Steph, Oscar Robertson, Jerry. Keep that 4. Then I'm going to go Stockton, CP, Steve Nash, J-Kid, Isaiah Thomas, Alonzo Ball, and then Russell Westbrook. Oh, man. I hope I have a lot of Russ slander when I come back to the comments. All right, let's see what we got. So, oh, gosh. I don't even want to get into that stream. We're not going to get into that. My boy Aaron from Facebook says he's taking Tatum, Booker, and I think he said Trae Young as well. So shout out to you, Aaron. Appreciate you coming in and watching, man. All right, moving on. So the Lakers won game 1 and 2 with ease, with complete ease. It wasn't even close. Like the score, especially in game 2, like the score was close towards the end, but like I really wasn't stressing. Like when we played the Nuggets, when we played the Rockets, even the Blazers at times, like I would stress. Like I would literally stress when we were up 10 because I knew that all three of those teams could go on quick spurts, right? To where literally a 10-0 run and they're back in the game. I don't think I've like, and now mind you, I didn't really watch the first game live. I had work. But the second one for sure, like there wasn't a point in the game where I was actually worried. Like sweating, like nervous. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I've seen the ratings, and I think game 1 was down 50% from last year's finals. And then game 2 was down like 70%. So this is definitely like one of the least watched final. It might be like one of the worst broadcasted finals ever. Like it will probably go down as the worst like watched finals ever. And I think it's a testament to the matchup. I think I give all the credit in the world to the Heat. I mean, to knock off a pretty hot Pacers team, or MVP of the year, and then do their thing against Boston. I got to give them the credit, especially coming in as a 4 seed or 5 seed, something like that. But with that said, I do not think they were the best matchup for the Lakers. I don't think that at all. Obviously, Bam and Dragic being hurt really like hinders them. But even like game 1, it was a cakewalk. And they're playing some type of zone to where they're forcing LA to shoot, which is smart because we haven't been consistent in the playoffs or in the regular season, not regular season, in the bubble when it comes to 3-point shooting. But I mean, we're hitting them. So it's like if we're hitting them, that's dangerous because now you got to spread the floor. And when you spread the floor, you got AD and Bron just taking over. AD had, I think, 34 off like 95% true shooting. And then LeBron had 33, 9, and 9. So it's a sweep. I'm sorry. We're going to do a prediction with my dad later, but I'm calling a sweep. I said us in 5, but honestly, if Dragic and Bam are still injured, I apologize. I'm not taking Miami in any of these games. So we'll get to more finals talk when my dad pops in. Moving on. Titans and Steelers, Chiefs and Patriots. Both games the Titans and Steelers actually got postponed to like week 7. And so I think both teams are on bye this week because of a rapid like COVID outbreak. And me and my dad were talking, and like apparently like this happened because like Minnesota, the Vikings played the Titans last week, and apparently a bunch of their players and like staff tested positive like in their facilities. And so the Titans just played them. And so this is probably like what's like the aftermath of what's going on. So I'm not surprised. I thought they were going to force this to be a Tuesday game or like a late Monday game, but I'm kind of glad they didn't, just because it would have been a mess trying to reschedule that or put that on Monday. And then for fantasy players, like, man, like I feel bad. I mean, you're talking about Big Ben, Derrick Henry, James Conner, like big names that are out for this week. That's going to suck. That's a big blow to your fantasy lineups. As far as the Chiefs and Patriots, it all started with Cam Newton tested positive for coronavirus. And from there, apparently, like more people tested positive on both sides. So they're looking to play Tuesday. I haven't got like last word or final word on that, but they're looking to play Tuesday on some Tuesday night football type stuff, which sounds weird to me, but they're gonna have to force this because this is a prime time game. They're going to have to force this week, especially because it was supposed to be played on Sunday night. Like they're gonna force this. But I think the NFL they're definitely not the NBA. And they definitely can't be the NBA. Like, I hope everybody knows that they can't put everybody in a bubble. Like, they can't put all teams in a bubble. It's not going to work. There's too many people. There's too many teams. But they're definitely going to have to do something because this can't happen every week. Yeah, they're going to have a long season if they even think about rescheduling more and more games throughout the year. So hopefully the NFL does something soon about this. But we're going to hop into predictions. We're going to bring my dad here in a little bit. There he is. Perfect. Father. What's up, Dad?
How's it going, Nicholas?
Another day in paradise. For the viewers out there that are maybe new to the podcast, I want to give a quick introduction.
Yes, I'm Nicholas Dad. I'm pleased to join you once again. We both mostly the time we agree, but most times we disagree. So I think got a good little formula going on. So
For sure. All right, Dad. So we're talking predictions for any NBA Finals Game 3. Before we do that, let's get your take on games 1 and 2. Let's do biggest takeaway from the Lakers and then your biggest takeaway from the Heat. Floor is yours.
biggest takeaway from the Lakers. Last week I think I said something about that AD was going to be. You had the biggest strengths and you had the largest weakness for the Lakers. And I said AD would be the weakness. Well, of course, I got a lot of flack for that. But uh, AD came in and did what he had to do. And he is dominating inside. And he is taking it to another level. He is going inside constantly, getting fed inside, and he's starting off inside. So therefore, his already potent outside game is also good. So it's causing the defense to collapse on him because they're in the zone. So they collapse in on him, and it's leaving the outside shooters wide open. So therefore, you got KCP, you got all the Rondo. I mean, shooting threes.
Yeah.
Because he's wide open because the defense is having to collapse because LeBron and AD are putting on a show inside. I don't care what you do. Championships are won inside. I mean that's just my opinion. You create a championship inside. You dominate inside, and then the threes open up every time. And that's what's been happening. The Lakers are shooting a high percentage of threes. They knocking them down, and AD has became that next level superstar now. He's it now. He's there. As far as the Heat, injuries have taken them down. I think the total of the season has taken them down. They've been playing above their expectation for the whole season now. And then thirdly, they're getting bullied. I can't believe I'm saying that, but yes, AD is bullying them. LeBron was already going to come in and bully them, but AD is playing bully ball as well as Dwight. And that's what's going on. They did not expect the Lakers to be this physical as they are. But you really look at LeBron, it's the same size as Bam. Imagine that. Imagine that. The biggest player on the Heat is the same size as the point guard for the Lakers.
Yep.
So when he goes inside, it's only Bam to stop him. And when LeBron goes inside, everybody else steps back, if you notice, because nobody wants that freight train. So that's my biggest takeaway from the two teams.
For sure. I think the Lakers put up like 23 threes in the first half. So like way more than what we're used to doing. And
yes, I mean, it was a record amount. Yeah.
It's a testament to them because they're knocking them down, which I didn't think was going to happen. I thought KCP and Danny Green were going to choke that for us.
But it's wide open. You got no choice but to knock them down.
Yeah, but they're wide open all bubble, and it's annoying because they don't shoot like this normally. So I'm glad that they are, though. I'm glad. Knock on wood.
I am too. I'm enjoying it.
For sure.
It's one-sided, but I'm enjoying it because I love bully ball inside. I love inside play. Yeah. I love it. That's the formula of basketball, winning basketball to me. Now, you got this the threes now, the fantasy of shooting threes. Yes, that does get you through the regular season, but in the playoffs and the championship game, it's inside play.
Without a doubt. And as far as the Heat, I think you hit it right on the nose there. I mean, Bam and Dragic going down really hurts them, but they have no size to compete. They literally have no size to compete. I think the tallest player after that is Myers Leonard, and he sucks. Kelly Olynyk is soft, and he gets bullied by AD. So
Kelly's not going inside. No, Kelly's an outside shooter all the way. Yeah. He wasn't made for that. To be fair, he wasn't made for that. No.
He's definitely.
He don't want none of that. He don't want none of that.
None at all.
Who want an aggressive AD? Who? I mean, AD was, like I said, he was already the man as far as shooting inside. But now that he's physical, he's dominating inside. He's at another level. He's on another planet now.
without a
Now
doubt.
he is the best player currently in the NBA.
So, last takes here before we kind of shift over to the NFL. Do you have a sweep?
Do I have a sweep?
Yes. Do you have a sweep, or you think Miami escapes with one?
I forgot to bring my broom around here. I was gonna just do visual instead of just saying it. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I left my broom. I was gonna do some dramatic broom visual. Just put the broom right in the chair when I first
Yeah.
got here.
Mhm.
I was planning on doing that, but the graphics went wrong. I
Yeah.
just, yeah, so I
The
lost
sweep, the
everything. But
sweep.
yes,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty much a sweep
Yeah.
because LeBron is motivated. He's not even smiling even after the game.
Oh,
After
no.
the game, they don't smile. They don't do anything. They know what this is about. This is about getting that ring, and it's about LeBron knowing that he better get this ring now because next year, that West. Oh my gosh, Golden
Yeah.
State is coming
Golden
back
State coming
next
back.
year.
And
So
then,
they got to do it this year.
yeah, you got Golden State coming back, and KD and Kyrie are on a mission next year. So, it's going to be scary. And then the last thing, finals MVP, Bron or AD, who are you taking?
AD all the way. I'm not going to stutter with that. That's AD. AD is dominating inside and outside. LeBron is not jealous at all. He is feeding him. Rondo's feeding him. Everybody's Dwight is even feeding. They had a give and go with Dwight the other day that was just nice. He's feeding AD. Everybody's giving AD the ball. AD will get MVP.
I like it. I like it too. I
I
think
love it. I
Bron
love it.
definitely has the better stats, but I think the dominance of AD is really, really going to show. So we will see about that. All right. Moving on to the NFL, Dad. Week 4 coming up. Got a couple games that are getting rescheduled because of COVID. But as far as the rest of the slate, give me your game to watch for this upcoming week and why.
Well, Cam Newton messed me up on that one. I had that one all ready to go, had all the stats, had all the charts, had the pictures all ready to go for, New England, Seattle, not New England and Kansas City to be the game of the week. But
Yep.
that COVID-19 threw a monkey in that wrench. So my new game of the week has got to be my boys, the Cowboys versus the Browns. Both teams got something to prove. The Cowboys need a win. The Browns want to try to beat somebody,
Yep.
and they want to get on a roll, which they have not done in years. They win one, lose one, win two, lose four. So they hadn't won like 3 in a row, I think, in a while. So this is something with Baker wants to get on track, and the receivers, the running backs that they have. It's a potent team, and they're trying to find a way to put it together. They're trying to find a way to win now. That's what they're trying to. Because they've been losing so many years, and so we're going to see if they can get together. But our boys can score and score in lights out scoring. We just need our secondary. Just need somebody in the secondary to say, not today. No, you're not going to have a 25-yard pass on me. No, you're not going to throw a duck in the air and I'm going to watch it go by in slow motion and you catch it for a touchdown. No, we're not going to do that. We need our secondary to wake up. We get our secondary to wake up. We can take care of the Browns this weekend.
For sure. That's definitely on my list. It's always our games are always circled on my schedule. I'm excited for that because that's a must win for both teams, especially to get momentum. But my game of the week is going to be the Bills and Raiders. The Raiders are surprisingly good this year, 2-1. And then the Bills just came off like a nail biter against the Rams. So I think I got that one circled on my schedule. I think it's a must win for both teams, obviously. But the Raiders, they can prove a lot with a win against the Bills. They can prove a lot because they've been playing really well. Hopefully they give the ball to Josh Jacobs because I need him to do well for my fantasy. All right. Last topic of today's episode, Dad. We got fantasy talk. So I'm going to ask you to give me – is that mom? That is mom. Okay, great. All right, I'm gonna ask you to give me your boom player of the week for fantasy, and then I'll give you mine, and then we'll go into a bust player. So, who do you have circled on your fantasy lineups, or even across the league, as a player who can boom this week for fantasy?
I got the entire Seattle Seahawks lineup. Wilson, uh, Lockett, Carson,
Metcalf.
Metcalf. I
Yeah,
got everybody. They're gonna light it up this week. They playing the Dolphins. So the Dolphins right now they're just trying to get their roster all together until
yeah,
they got a quarterback in waiting. So now they just playing for fun because they just need some more draft picks to get the full out roster so they can get that offensive line to straighten out. They need some first round offensive linemen on the team. So they're just going
right,
through the motion. Then they winning. I give them credit. They play hard ball and stuff. But this is a different animal. Russell is in a different dimension now. He's Patrick of 2 years ago.
right.
Patrick Mahomes. We got a chance to see that last week. But I enjoyed that last week. I had him on my fantasy roster. 40
Oh
points,
yeah,
baby. 40 points. But Russell is in that dimension this year. And that whole lineup. If you have any one of those players, please start. I know that Carson got hurt last week, but a miracle of miracles, he's back. And then so that whole lineup is the boom lineup. I think it's going to be a blowout, and I think it's going to be a fantasy dream come true for whoever has those players.
for sure. Miami they're there. Like they're there. I wouldn't necessarily say they're a rebuild team. They're there. I just think they need a couple pieces. I think definitely on the line, and I think if they just go ahead and put Tua in and let them rock, I think that's the future right there. They're close though. They are close. They
Yeah.
definitely play
Now they
hard.
don't want Tua to get hurt. The offensive line right now
Yeah.
is not good, so they trying to wait it out. They don't want Tua in there getting slammed around and then beat all up. But once they get that line fits and a couple more defensive linemen, they on track. They're ready to go.
Yeah, for sure. But I definitely have to agree with you. Start anybody on that Seattle offense, even the tight end, Greg Olsen. Start him. It's going to be
Yes.
a field day.
40-year-old Gray Olsen. So you can start
Yeah.
him up. He ready to go.
It's going to be a field day.
Yes.
All right. My boom. Let's see. My boom player. I think I'm going to go Kyler Murray. I think they're playing the Panthers. So the Panthers literally have. I can't name you a player on their defense because Luke Kuechly isn't there anymore. So I can't name you anybody in their secondary. So I think Kyler Murray has like a 4 to 5 touchdown game, 90 to 100 yards on the ground, and like 350 passing. I told you that he's my dark horse for MVP. He had a pretty rough game last week against the Lions, but I think he has a bounce back game against the Carolina Panthers because the Panthers are not good. They're not good without McCaffrey. So I'm going to go Kyler Murray, my fantasy boom player. Moving on to the bust player. So who do you see, or players, who do you say having a struggle this week against their opponent?
I'm sticking with the Seahawks again. It's Carlos Hyde. I just went out and got him, trade for him, and then I found out Carson back. So I had him in the starting lineup, and now I got to go back out there and just take him back out again. So he's going to be. I wouldn't put. There was a lot of players. A lot of players went out and did that. Went out and got Carlos Hyde, thinking that he was going to come in and play, but he's definitely going to be a bust now with Carson starting.
Yeah, for sure. I feel bad for a lot of people because I think like the rumor was that he like tore his meniscus or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Because it was a very dirty play on the Cowboys. I don't know. I think Hill from the defensive line, just terrible. It's just awful play. That ended up putting Carson down. But yeah, apparently he's been practicing. I don't know if he's going to be 100%. But.
And also too, you got to think about the Packers too. I think you got to watch out for any one of those players on the team too. Who's that? Scantling, I think his name is, the wide receiver.
For who?
For Green Bay, the wide receiver.
Yeah, Valdez Scantling, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to do all that good. He wasn't doing all that good when he was the third one in the line. When he wasn't getting double teamed. Adams was getting double teamed, triple teamed, and he still wasn't scoring or getting passes thrown to him. So now that he's the number one receiver, because everybody else is hurt, the other main guy, he got a core injury, so he's going to be out for weeks. So I think that's just Rodgers. Who is he going to throw it to? I mean, I'm really worried about that. And then I got Jones for running back. Man, they just don't stack the box now because Rodgers can't throw it nowhere. But
for sure.
Then again, we're talking about these Falcons. So, you know, even Scatling or even the paper boy off the street running in there, you know, they can come here, bring him in there, play wide out, and he's going to go out and get probably 30, 40 points this weekend in fantasy because we're talking about the Falcons. Well, the defensive power, not the offense. Now, all you Falcon fans, I'm not talking about the offense. Your offense,
definitely.
That's a Super Bowl type offense, the first half. Third quarter, you know, they get just got to have a kill mentality. Bury people. If you scoring 40 in the first half, then score 40 in the second half. Stop all that. Don't show no mercy.
They bring their backups in. They bring the backup running back.
80 to 50. Just outscore people. Don't stop all that. We don't want to hurt them too bad. We don't want to bad sportsmanship. No, blow people out.
Yep. They definitely put their backups in come third, fourth quarter, and then they end up regretting it. So, yeah, I don't even want to get into the Falcons. That's going to get ugly against Aaron Rodgers. My bus player is going to come as a shock. I'm going to pick Zeke. I think the Cowboys are transitioning into like an offense that is so pass dependent that we forget that we have a top like 3 running back in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Now, last week we played from behind, so obviously Dak had to do his thing, but we've played from behind for the last 2 weeks. So I don't know. I just think that the Cowboys are in a spot where they need to understand that they have a top 3 running back. And I think until they realize that, they're going to play from behind a lot. So I got Zeke struggling. I think he has like 70 yards on the ground. And so that is my bus player of the week. All right, Dad. Short episode. We'll talk some more next week when we see what happens in the NFL and game 3 tomorrow. Any last words you want to get off?
No, not really. I think the ratings down for the finals because of all the sports that's going on. There's too many competition. Normally at this time it's just the NBA and maybe hockey going on. But I think with everything else that's playing right now, you got baseball, you got every type of sport it is. And I think that's the reason why the ratings are down. But it's good to watch. It's some good basketball going on for your NBA fans, and stuff. It's good to see it and support them. And wish them luck. But yes, it's going to be a sweep.
Yeah, we will see you guys on Tuesday? What was that? Yeah, Tuesday for the Game 4 finale when we crown the Lakers the champions. All right, Dad. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, no problem. Have a good night.
Stream, it's been a good one. I appreciate you guys. All the love that you guys give me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it may be. So I appreciate the love. We will be back next week for a Lakers championship and week 4 of NFL news. So y'all have a good one.